It's time for a deep dive, number 5, and it's Tesla. The electric car maker reported last week that it sold more than 10,000 Model S cars in the first quarter, a 55% increase from a year earlier. And yesterday it announced that buyers will have to pony up a little bit more for Tesla's least expensive car, which is now being called the Model S 70D. It starts around $75,000, which is $5,000 more than the Model S 60 that it sold. It has a range of 240 miles and tops out at 140 miles an hour, so more range, and I'm guessing all-wheel drive as well. Bloomberg's Jamie Butters, the Detroit Bureau auto editor, joins us. And Jamie, is this an all-wheel drive? Is that what the D means, dual power?
Right. Yeah, the D is the dual motor all-wheel drive. That was much hyped last fall, right? It was going to unveil the D, and it turned out it's the dual motor, and that's really where luxury buyers are. At least certainly in North America. So many are in the Northeast and even Chicago and places like that where we get a lot of snow, we get a lot of bad weather. People really, and especially the boomers, have really come up feeling rear-wheel drive was fun when they were kids, but front-wheel drive has more safety and more balance, and all-wheel drive is really the best thing. And that's what you're seeing so much in luxury. So that's where their buyers are going, and that's where Tesla's moving.
Now, I want to say on a personal aside, Jamie, that I feel like with the right tires, a rear-wheel drive car is fine through the winter. But that aside, obviously consumers want all-wheel drive, and the P85D, the most expensive Tesla with the four-wheel drive, had like 700 horsepower, right? So does this get a boost also in power?
It's definitely has the extra range compared to the 60. The thing is, it's like you guys were talking about the iPhones on the last break. I mean, it's just like with iPhones. Nobody buys the iPhone with the smallest battery possible because they don't want 1 year from now to have a phone that's perfectly fine, except they can't run the apps on it. And I think that's been the way with the sales of the Model S. Everyone's buying if it's not the P85D, because maybe they don't all need all that power, but they're getting the 85. They want the most range possible. Most people who can afford a $70,000 or $80,000 car can probably afford a $100,000 car. If 80 is a stretch for them, they might just buy, a Lexus or a Mercedes, get some, BMW 5 Series, and stay, comfortable.
Let me ask you about the price, Jamie. Let me ask you about the price. We say $75,000 to start. I tell you, I spec'd a Tesla for myself on the website, and I could not get the price to be lower than $120,000. I think it was really more like $130,000. Of course, I was speccing the highest, the P85 at the time, but this one, I'm guessing the same will be true. When you actually build your own model on the configurator, it's not going to be $75,000.
You're right. I mean, of course, you'll get some discounts. You'll get the $7,500 from the federal government, depending on where your income falls. You might get some local discounts or state government discounts. But then you're going to add on the options. You're going to want all the tricks, all the doodads, all the apps, and it's going to add up tens of thousands to the final price. And so the thing is, though, right, Elon Musk has been wanting to electrify the personal transportation, right, and break us off our addiction to oil, and going higher and higher upscale kind of seems to take it away from that. But I think what it's really doing is kind of opening more space for that Model 3 that's coming a couple years down the road, because we hear the price $35,000 or something in that range. But people are going to load it up, and it's going to end up being a $50,000, $55,000, $60,000 car maybe. And then you're getting awfully close to those bottom Model S's. You don't really want to see the S keep coming down, or it really puts pressure on what they can sell the 3 for.
I see. So he wants to put out a model eventually closer to Volt prices. Meanwhile, he's been trying to put out this Model X for so long and pushing back the date for so long. I can't remember when it's supposed to come out, but now when are we looking for the SUV?
Yeah, the SUV is supposed to come in August. They've been consistent with that at least since November. So that's the plan, and they've kept reaffirming that it's coming. Of course, the question then is, when will we see it? We're through the major auto show season. Tesla doesn't usually sometimes they participate in shows, sometimes they don't, but it's not where they reveal their products. They try to have their own events, kind of more like Apple, have a special Tesla event. I mean, they had a whole event just to say that they were bringing all-wheel drive to their model. So I think we'll see another big show like that in Hawthorne or Palo Alto or someplace like that.
All right, very cool. I guess Elon Musk, no matter what you want to say about him, he's always interesting, and we're always talking about it. Everybody loves talking about Tesla and the cars. Have you driven one, Jamie? Have you driven a Tesla Model S?
Just a very little bit, but it's pretty spectacular.
It's awesome. All right, Jamie Butters from our Detroit Bureau, thanks very much for joining us.